Okay, well, this is how far I've gotten so far. Just about ready to pull the head bolts out after I take off the intake manifold there. As you can see, there's no front engine cover when this last guy got a hold of this thing. I'm gonna put one on. I'll go to the junkyard and get a front engine cover. Also, there's looks like the coolant temp sensor shroud is broken, but the gauge was working. So if I'm at the junkyard and I happen to see one, I'll grab one off just to make it plug in more securely. This guy didn't tighten anything down when he got done. Obviously, like I said, he hastily did the job. Doesn't really know what he's doing, young guy. He just made some kind of weird washers out of wire wrapped around the bolts too. I didn't put it on video, but it's an interesting setup. But everything will go back the way it's supposed to. Any bolts that are missing, I'll get and put in. Looks like he's got some recently purchased hoses. They're in good shape, nice and firm. This heater hose here, I'll probably be replacing that. It's a little squishy. I'll put it on video when I replace that as I'm doing it. As you can see, there's some aftermarket things on here. We got an aftermarket intake, air intake. I will probably leave the upper tube since it has the recirculating hose that comes from the intake manifold from the top of the engine cover for recirculating exhaust gases that blow by the piston rings. But I will probably be taking off right at this clamp here and putting in either just like a K&N, some kind of cone filter, but I'm not going to have it going down below the vehicle like this. Get another view. As you can see, the pipe's just chilling down here in the wheel well. Well, what happens is if you drive during the rain, all that water kicking up from the road and it's going to be sucked into your intake. It can cause a lot of problems. So we're going to get rid of that intake and make sure we have a filter going into the engine compartment. I'll leave you the piece if you decide you want to have cold intake, if you're a person that wants to like hot rod this thing or make it like a little race ride or whatever you want to do, but I'm not going to sell it that way. So I'm going to keep on here, just about getting the head out. Once I get the head out, we'll look at the gasket and see where it was going through, and then I'll be taking the head down to the machine shop to get milled and cleaned so that I know that the surface is nice and flat for our new head gasket that's going on. And of course, when we're putting it on, I'll be videotaping and make sure it's torqued down to specs in the right sequence so we don't have any kind of warpage to cause the same problem again. And like I said, I'll be replacing any other gaskets and things along the way, O-rings that I have in the kit that I happen to take off. Other than that, it's going along pretty smooth. We'll just continue on here, get this head out, and then that'll be a stopping point until I get the head back from the machine shop.